Hey there, Nate Klemp here. Today I want to talk about a controversy that has embroiled the mindfulness world for literally thousands of years. And that's the controversy over the question, should you meditate with your eyes open or should you meditate with your eyes closed? Now, as you likely know, there are thousands of different kinds of meditation, different techniques that we can use. And some of these techniques recommend that you keep your eyes open. Others recommend that you keep your eyes closed. So I thought that for today, we could just go over some practical rules of thumb that you might consider when making this decision for yourself and your practice. First rule is this: do what feels most comfortable for you. There are some people, when I coach them on learning this practice of meditation with their eyes closed, who actually start to feel quite anxious and nervous when they close their eyes. There's something about just that transition into darkness that's actually scary for them. So one of the things I always tell them is, hey, just open up your eyes. You can open them all the way, you can open them with a light gaze, but if it feels uncomfortable, one way or the other, do what feels best for you. Here's the second rule of thumb. There are many practices that are based on this idea of focused attention. So these are practices where we're following the sensation of breath, practices where you might be repeating a mantra, practices where you're looking carefully at sensations in the body, you're doing a kind of body scan. For those practices, it can be helpful to close your eyes just to sort of limit the amount of sensory information coming into the mind so that you can really focus deeply on that object of concentration. So that's one rule of thumb I use if I'm really trying to focus in on something, the breath, or the sounds in my environment, or trying to focus on the sensations in my body, I'll often do eyes closed. Third rule of thumb. If your intention with your practice is something more like opening the scope of awareness, and that's something I talk about a lot on this channel, so the basic intention here is to sort of shift from that small, contracted mind that we often experience when we're anxious or stressed to the big, wide open, larger perspective that happens when we see the world in panoramic awareness. If that's your intention, then it's really, really helpful and powerful to open your eyes, to let the visual field be one of the things that guides your mind into this larger, more open experience of awareness. And then finally, I would just like to reassure you that you can't go wrong here. There are all sorts of very powerful, legitimate traditions of mindfulness done with eyes closed. There are all sorts of equally powerful techniques where your eyes are open. In some ways, it really doesn't matter, and it comes down to what feels best for you and what's going to be best for developing your practice, whatever that might be. So I hope that's helpful in answering the question of whether to keep your eyes open or eyes closed in mindfulness practice. As always, subscribe to this channel for my weekly content and videos. I'm going to be putting out all sorts of guided meditations and practices, as well as insights on mindfulness, and hit the notification bell so that you're aware of each new video as it comes out. Have a great day.